All right, today we put insulation in ceiling, not quite all of it, but a lot of it, and insulated the loft up here. And but wait, there's more. What we're using here is a brad nailer. See? And I just did this corner of trim. I think we actually framed in this little air conditioner since the last video also. Of course, this is all ugly because it's not painted, but it's all gonna look. Just pull this seam together. So I've left part of that untapped because we need to clamp it together and then tack it. And so we're bringing clamps tomorrow. And then I've got this corner here. So when all this is painted properly, it should look really good. Earlier today, I caulked all the seams up here, smooth as possible. I know it looks messy, but when it's painted, you won't see anything but a nice smooth corner there. So we also took this door out. There was a door here, and we took that out. We're about to replace this window with a new window. And also, I think the biggest thing we've done since the last video is a whole bunch of sheetrock. We did finish that wall up there. We finished the back wall, as in putting the sheets up. We haven't mudded. Now we did do 2 4x8s on this wall, but then we had to take this sheet in the corner off to get at the wiring, to mess with the wiring some more. We had a friend come out yesterday and troubleshoot our box here, which we're about to replace this box, but we figured out that the problem we were having was actually just a bad breaker. So we swapped that breaker out, and everything else should be fine. So the hot water works now. Hot water is running. It's running hot. Okay, the next thing we're doing is we have just framed up, as you can see with these cuts around the edges, we've framed up for a smaller window here in the bathroom, and we raised it up about 6 inches just to get it to where it's far enough from the ground that a person couldn't walk up here and look down at you on the toilet. But we also zip taped this, and we're getting ready to put this window in. So, and there's the new window, caulked up and installed. But as you can see on that barn over there, you can't see any caulking, can you? Looks nice and clean. The whole thing looks nice and clean. So it's gonna look good when it gets painted. But we're glad we got that window replaced. The old window was really ratty, falling apart, could barely open, and really dirty and full of junk. So this window's nice and new, and we're moving on to the next thing. So, okay, the next thing we have done on the cabin is we're adding the trim to the top here. We're leaving a gap because you see that blue line up there? That's a chalk line where the gable roof is gonna go on the addition. So I've left a piece of trim, I've left a gap in the trim there on both sides on purpose, because when we add, we would have to take it off anyway. But this way, we don't have to take that trim off. Once we get to that stage, we can just patch little trim pieces around the gable roof. Also, we're steadily getting more sheetrock done on this interior wall. We replaced a breaker, and we are building a bathroom cabinet in here. Dad's gonna build it.
Countertop here.
Yep.
Which we've already got. It'll drop in with a bowl sink. This will be the face frame. It'll come down along this side of it.
Yep. So we've opted to build it instead of just buy one. The cheapest one we could find at the store that was the appropriate size was a couple $100, and so we're just gonna make one. Also, we've left kind of a door gap down there to get to the plumbing on the back of the tub if we ever need to, and we've sheetrocked a little bit more in here. So yeah, that's the little door for that. So that's the latest. We've also been making some good progress here. Oh, excuse me, I'm breathing insulation. Oh man, it's in my nose and everything. I gotta get to a shower. Anyway, real quick here. We've also made good progress on our little bathroom sink vanity, or whatever you call it. Little cabinet here. And Dad is making this one himself. And we actually found this sink here on the land. This was just laying out on the ground when we got here. Faucet and all. And we managed to clean it up. And we've picked up parts for the drain and P-trap and everything. And so that's going pretty well. So here pretty soon we're gonna put the little door on it, hook everything up. And I think that's about the progress for today. Oh, also did this here, insulated some of this, getting ready to sheetrock this. Haven't quite done the far corner yet because there was a bunch of 10-foot pieces of sheetrock in the way. Okay, the next update on the cabin is I've grabbed some bright LEDs and brought them in here just because we don't quite have the light fixture installed yet. So until then, we need a little more light in here. And so I've brought these in, now we can see a little better. So we've been doing quite a bit of sheetrock. We've started up here. We're not sheetrocking this. We're gonna build a gable off of the front end, and the majority of that is gonna be under the gable. So we're going to leave it alone for now. That's really why we're not doing that, but we have sheetrocked pretty rough in quite a few spots, but you know, with tape and mud and sanding and whatever, you'll never know, never see it again. But so quite a bit of sheetrock is done, and we're gonna be doing a lot more sheetrock today. Oh, I guess I've already showed this. So yeah, cut the corner out of the side piece here so that it was back at the kick plate. We've got the cabinet door ready. So a good looking cabinet door. It'll look good when it's painted, and it should be just perfect sized for this. I just used some expanding foam underneath this air conditioner. So the plan is this is going to be sort of just the base for trim. We're going to trim around it. We're going to trim directly around the air conditioner to where you don't see any of what's back there. And any expanding foam that ended up sticking out will just be cut off even so that the trim board can fit right in there and cover all that up. So shouldn't be a problem. But so yeah, lots of insulation in the ceiling. And we are going to sheetrock that little wall up there, but we're not going to cover up our drain vent tube just yet because we need to drill through the roof and put a rubber boot on it up there and install all that appropriately, and then we'll go ahead and sheetrock over that. Okay, as you can see here, we've got a couple of pieces of sheetrock finally going up in the loft. So that's nice. We're finally getting this squared away. The whole thing's insulated, so that's good. We've also started working on this wall. Got a little corner piece to do there, but we're leaving this open for a hole later. But let me climb down and show you. We've done a lot more sheetrock, like around the door here, and that whole section over there up to the part that we're not actually working on yet because it's going to be where the gable goes. So we're going to take that piece off when we start working on the gable. We're also still working our way through this deal. We did get sheetrock all behind it inside here, and then also we have sort of a sheetrock door there just with one screw on it so that we can still access our plumbing behind the tub if we need to. But we're working this out in the meantime, and everything is here to put it all together. And so this is going really well. We actually glued this down today, so it's in place how we want it, with the sheet of sheetrock being able to slip through there, of course. So it's going very well. Everything's going just how we want it to. Oh yeah, we fixed this lid. I'm mixing epoxy to glue this toilet lid back together. We dropped a chisel on it on accident, broke it. So we're just gonna see if we can epoxy the two pieces together real quick. So all you gotta do is squirt these two dudes together like that and mix it up.
JB Weld, world's strongest bond.
And now I'm gonna try to apply it here. I'm wondering if that if this brush would be easier to apply it with. Let's see if that turns out to be the case. So far, so good. Hopefully I can do this quick enough and get it together before it starts to dry on its own. But I can feel it getting tackier the longer it's exposed here, so let's do the last bit here. Right there. Okay, we got the whole thing covered. Now I'll slide it in place. You know, I forgot to grab a clamp, but it may not need it because it goes right together just like that. And I think it'll probably sit here well enough. What do you think?
Pretty good. We're working in the rain today under a nice tarp that dumps water every so often.
The weight overwhelms the edge and it just dumps periodically. It's kind of funny. Okay, I think I've probably held it long enough.
Get a close up on it and see.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's a bit of goo
Pretty
there,
good.
but I do think the whole edge was coated, and I bet that'll sit pretty good.
Good deal.
So now we leave it an hour. I didn't bring it in yet, so that's another thing. We've got the parts now for the toilet, which I think tomorrow, you see this kit down here. Got this thing. It's apparently the right kind, so I'm gonna swap that out tomorrow, I think. But so that's the progress so far. It's really starting to come together in here. I know there's a lot of funny, funky pieces and things, but like this gap here, for example, will be covered completely by door trim, because once we've got all the sheetrock in place, we'll trim around that door, so that gap doesn't matter. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for today. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to, whatever. All right, see you next time.